Hi. Ooh, it's a little bit sunny right here. There's got to be a better way. The time has come, my friends. So, in a transgender person's life, and in a homosexual or bisexual or anybody under that umbrella, there comes a time when you come out of the closet, right? Let's see here. Well, I'm about to come out of a different closet. Well, I came out of the closet when I was 19, and now I'm gonna come out of the closet again. When I started this channel, it was all about my experiences being transgender. I've been working on a memoir now for a couple of years, and it's all about growing up transgender. And I figured the more I'd write, the closer I'd come to a conclusion of the book and what the lessons were that I learned to make life easier being transgender. The thing is that there wasn't one single solution. There was a few different things that all added up for me. But I gotta come out of the spiritual closet. I gotta come out of the clairvoyant, psychic closet. When I was a kid, there was a few little red flags or signs you would say that maybe a person was clairvoyant. And I say it's coming out of the closet because most of us are well aware that there are people that believe in this sort of thing and there's people that don't. But it's important for me to come out and say it because it's all helped me so much that I wouldn't want someone else to not have it help them when it could have, just because somebody else was afraid to talk about it. Because me finding out more information, about all of this was through other YouTubers, people that were coming out and saying things about it. And I know that there's always going to be people that hate on things that you do. It's just the way it is. I'm sitting in a park right now near my house, just getting out and soaking in the sunshine. But anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh yes, sharing and putting content out there and coming out of the spiritual closet. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because this helped me out a lot. What is a spiritual closet? What am I even talking about? Okay, so there are people all over this world who are very into what is called a spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening can happen to anyone, anytime, anywhere. And it's an awesome, beautiful, wonderful thing. There are very scary parts to it, but it's something that if you don't want it, you're not gonna have it. And if you start to have it and you still don't want it, you can shut it off. What do I mean by that, shutting it off? Well, there are certain things that you do to open up yourself more to a spiritual awakening, like what you eat, the way you treat your body, the thoughts that you have, doing the meditation. I talk about doing that. I'm going to start making daily videos so I can further explain this. There's a lot of trans people I see out there that are suffering, and it breaks my heart because they just don't have to suffer. They don't have to, but it's hard to realize that when you're going through something, right? If you were to tell me this when I was 21 years old going through gender dysphoria, I probably would have cussed you out and told you to go away and that you don't know anything. I know what it's like to be at that threshold of realizing you're trans and feeling like the world played a cruel joke on you. That's what it definitely feels like. There's a lot of YouTubers and people out there that are speaking with trans people, and they're talking about their transformations, and they're taking testosterone or taking estrogen and having sex changes. There's more people coming into the park. But I'm here because I took a different route. And perhaps you want to take that route too. Perhaps you're all alone and you don't know anyone who's taken a more spiritual route and you'd like to relate to somebody. That's why I felt the need to put a video up, because I certainly have valued videos that I have found that were made by people talking about this exact sort of thing, because this is for everybody. This is for every human. It doesn't matter what your gender identity or your sexual preference or what color you are or where you were born in the world. This is for everyone, because I got news for you people. We're all one under this sun. We're all souls having a human experience. So yes, we are all souls having a human experience, and that's my opinion, and that's how I feel about it. So the whole spiritual closet, some of you are going to resonate with this and you're going to feel it, and some of you aren't, and if you don't, that's okay too. The path that you feel is right for you in your gut, that's your path. It doesn't have to be my path. It doesn't have to be his or hers or theirs or this. This, is that a word? Anyway, no, it's not. But you have to follow your gut. You have to follow what you feel inside, and this is what I feel. So spiritual closet, psychic abilities. Yes, I believe we all have psychic abilities, and so spirituality 101. Where does it all start from? See this right here? Right there. There's an actual gland inside of your head there. If you looked inside there, it'd be there, and it's called your pineal gland. Penile gland, I call it pineal gland. It's also known in the spiritual world as your third eye. Now, most of you have probably heard of the third eye. The third eye is what gives you the ability to see through stuff. Somebody makes you feel weird, that's probably your third eye. You're feeling that weird vibration. It's your gut telling you, okay? So we all have a third eye. Ooh, this goes so deep. It's exciting, but so the third eye, through most of our lives, we eat and drink things and consume things that have fluoride in them. Fluoride is very bad for your pineal gland. It calcifies it, all right? I'm not a scientist, but I'm gonna tell you, it calcifies it to where it's got this buildup around it, which can make a lot of things difficult. It can cause depression. So we'll go through all these scientific things, but if you look into the spiritual world, it's gonna make it more difficult for you to see things clairvoyantly. Anybody has this ability. My grandmother and great-grandmother and a lot of my aunts have a lot of psychic things going on. A lot of it's in my DNA. Being psychic is not knowing the answers. You don't know the answers to everything. That's not how it works. I can't just think of what you're thinking. But the fact is that we are all psychic. We all have those intuitions. We can all feel those vibrations. When you start digging deeper into the study of spirit and yourself, you realize that it's a gift to be in this fleshy body. It's a miracle that you were conceived. That's going through a lot. It's getting through a lot of anger first. I was so mad when I realized I was transgender. I was so mad that I self-destructed. I drank for many years, and when I finally came out of my drinking years and using years, messing with opiates, stuff here and there, man, I tell you, all I could see was spirituality working for me. And I'm by no means perfect, y'all. I spent 2 days being angry and depressed. Like, shit happens, man. I'm not freaking Buddha. I'm not like this enlightened person that knows more than you or him or her. Like, we all have different purposes on this planet. And I feel that mine is to share these experiences I've had as a trans person. Now I'm getting to the older point where there's all these younger kids coming out, and maybe they don't have anyone to talk to about it. Maybe they have great parents, but it's hard to talk to somebody about something when you've never been through it. My parents are awesome, but they didn't know what to say to me. What do you say to somebody when they say, "Oh, well, I'm trapped in the wrong body"? You don't know what to say to that. It's still difficult for me to think of what to say to you. First off, I'm sorry. Second off, no, nature, it might feel like nature pulled a cruel trick on you, but this is where spirituality comes in. My beliefs is that we chose to be here. We're on a journey. Some of us were placed here to do big and great things. So do those things. No, I don't feel like nature played a cruel trick, because it's all conditioning of society. If being transgender was valued as much as it was with the Native Americans throughout all of time, if you look into the two-spirited beings, if people were as valued, then they wouldn't feel so terrible on the inside. But our society has conditioned people to believe that it's this freakish thing. And you even have people that tell you that you don't exist and you're a sinner. Throw all that stuff aside. Throw all of it aside. You weren't created in vain. You were created to be you for a reason. And no, and that doesn't necessarily make the pain go away. It's still difficult. It still hurts. But there's a lot of joy that comes from it. At this point, I'm going to tell y'all, after being somebody who hated being trans for the first 10 years, the next 5 years going into the next 10 years, I'll tell you, man, I wouldn't trade it for the world. You get to see the world from a completely different point of view than most people around you. They can only see things in the binary, boy, girl, that's all that exists. It's not all that exists. And you know, because you're living it. You're living it. So, if you feel like one of those people that doesn't necessarily feel like you should have a sex change, and you don't know why, you might just be more into the spiritual side of life. That could be it. I didn't know why I didn't want to have a sex change. Did I ever tell you that when I first went to a transgender doctor when I was 20, that he told me I had to get a sex change or I was going to kill myself? No joke. And I said, no, I'm not going to kill myself, and I'm going to rise above that. And now I know why. Because the spiritual world and the whole study and practice of it has completely helped change my life for the better. I think that was a lizard. Oh my God. I'm not used to the desert. I'm from the Midwest. I've been here like a year now, though. You think I'm like a desert boy now. Anyway. No, I'm not a desert boy. I wouldn't know how to survive out here. But anyway, much love, y'all. If you feel like you are leaning more toward the spiritual side, come over this way. We're going to talk more about that here soon. Please feel free to leave any comments or questions below. I would love to answer them. We're going to keep making more and more videos about this, and I'll share with you some of the people that I read up on and study from. So, have a good day, and remember to be good to yourself.